Abari, welcome to MegoxCast. I am your host, John, joined by,
Mackenzie.
yes, for this episode. Today, we will talk about the show Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, and the movie. So, Mackenzie, talk a little bit about yourself.
I just graduated high school. Now starting at COC, kind of scary. I have a job at Jersey Mike's, pretty fun. And no best no be, blah, blah, things that people know about me the most, I have a lot of anxiety. So that's kind of me right there, just anxiety based.
Oh, so I'm guessing you relate to the main character a lot.
Yes.
All right, let's actually jump right into that. We're gonna talk about our favorite characters. We can also include our least favorite characters, but I mean, this show is so amazing. When will we ever have least favorites of anything? Okay, I'm just being a little mean there. But yeah, so how about you start, Mackenzie? What is your favorite character in the show?
My favorite character is probably I'm gonna say Adrian Agrest. He's probably my favorite character.
I actually
Um
agree.
yeah. Like I
Yes.
feel like he's most this is so rude, but, like, feel like he's the most normal out of most of them, and even he's more vulnerable than the rest.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, he definitely has a harsher home life than everyone else, but I feel like he's the most confident and nice to everybody, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. He
You
kind of,
know,
like,
yeah.
doesn't um, if someone says something rude, he always, like, tells them to be like, "Okay, yeah, like, that's not cool," and then if someone's if someone's being nice, he's always, like, complimenting them or anything like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Most
He is
confrontable.
no, he's amazing. I find him very funny when he's Cat Noir.
Yeah,
Even yeah.
it's a whole new persona for him. It's not it's he's not he doesn't have to be himself 'cause he no one knows who he is.
Mhm.
So he's
No.
like, "Okay,
Yeah.
let's try this out."
Yeah, I actually couldn't agree more. And by the way, we did not talk about this before, so then we can just agree on everything. I actually just shoved this all in like a few afternoons, and I agree.
Yeah.
Adrian is just amazing. Mainly because I think compared to Miraculous, Ladybug, or I don't tell anyone, guys, but she's also Marinette, like, but don't be telling anybody. But
Yeah,
yeah,
don't tell.
yeah, don't tell anybody unless it's her friend. Bro, I remember her name. It starts with an A. All
Oh, yeah.
Alia. I didn't
Yeah.
want to like be wrong is the thing. But
Yeah.
no, I think I can't remember their names, to be honest. I just know who they are. I should probably just have a list in front of me, all their names. But if I see them, I know who they are in their
Yeah.
relationship, so that's good. But no, what do you think of her, by the way? I mean, you could talk about what you think about Marinette slash Ladybug though first.
To be Marinette is really quirky and just awkward, but then as you get to know her, she can be very sweet and, she's always there for her friends, like, no matter what, no matter what's going on in her personal life, she wants to be there for other people.
Mhm.
And, like, that clearly shows throughout the whole entire show and in the movies as well. Like, if she doesn't know you, she'd like to get to know you and she'd like to talk to you,
Yeah, but I
and
think she can be more petty than Adrian is
she
sometimes.
can definitely because, like, people are rude to her. And
Yeah,
to Adrian, everyone's usually really nice because his dad is his
rich.
dad is money, and yeah, his dad's rich. His dad is, like, a famous person, and Adrian kind of is in that shadow, and everyone's just like, "Oh, well, his dad is rich and amazing, so I like he has to be amazing. We have to follow him around. We have to be like him. And Adrian and I think a lot of the girls see Marinette as just competition towards Adrian.
I don't
And
know. I feel like I can only think of like three though. I mean,
only
well,
3,
they
yeah.
are very
They're like
important, but
like still.
yeah,
They're still like a good character to Marinette as they're her protagonist or antagonist, my bad, antagonist.
yeah.
And they'll figure out a way to like just ruin her day.
Hmm.
And then she can turn it around and just like, no, I'm not gonna
No.
my day's not ruined.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, I like Marinette. I just find her to be kind of just because I've watched the show so much right now. I think she's the most self-destructive out of the two of them. I feel because
Yeah.
she just makes decisions that are like, she could just be quiet and which I'm not trying to, say because I want her to be quiet, but she could be quiet and things would go her way, I'd say. You
Well,
know?
because she wants to be out there a little bit, and especially with Adrian, she does. And so I
Yeah.
think that's why she's so impulsive because of like Adrian and just because of her friends always telling her to do this and that. And so
Yeah.
like they're always like encouraging her to do something with Adrian. And I think that kind of eggs her on a little bit. And sometimes it can be like a little bit too much. And even when I'm watching it, even though I love the show, even when I'm watching it, I'm like pulling my eyes out because I'm like, oh, this is so weird. Like, why would she do that? Even though like even if her friends are saying it, like don't like just wait a little bit for Adrian and just like be his best friend or whatever. And she already
Yeah.
is.
Mhm. No, I mean, I would say that like they say that Chloe and Adrian are best friends or were friends, but they barely hang out. I feel like they just bring it up to bring it up. Like I don't even think they really hang out that much anymore.
They don't because of like kind of like Marinette because she
Yeah.
sees a side from what I remember, they said that they were like childhood friends and so like she's used to like seeing a good side of Chloe. And then when Chloe's around Marinette, it's a whole different side. When she's
Mhm.
around anyone else, it's a whole like it's a meaner side. And if like Adrian calls her out on that, she changes completely.
Yeah.
And so it's like he sees like that good side of her. And I mean not until like recently, he hasn't really. Like recently he's like, okay, you need to back off and get away from me.
Yeah,
But he
exactly.
sees that side of her, like, that no one else does, and I feel like that's if she was a little bit nicer to other people, maybe other people would be like, "Okay, then we can see what Adrian's talking about." But everyone just disagrees with him about her being a nice person.
I mean, can you blame them? I don't even think I really see any nice traits of Chloe. I only see it sometimes.
I
She
don't see it
literally
either.
has a servant.
Yeah, she has the servant, and then she has her butler dude that she doesn't even know the name of.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And wait,
Wait, is Sabrina her friend or what's the friend's name?
yeah, Sabrina.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be confident in naming their names. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Sabrina's just like I feel so bad for Sabrina. She shouldn't have to follow her around. Like, I get that they're friends, but
Yeah. I
I
mean,
feel like
that's
she's
just one thing about the show. Like, one thing that I think or just Ladybug and Cat Noir realize is that they have to keep basically everyone happy, or else the Akumas will come. So
yeah,
they kind of have to. I don't
and
know.
that's kind of
There's just a lot of stuff because it's like recently she started giving people these like I don't know what they are, like charms or something.
yeah,
And
they're lucky charms to help them, like, with their emotions.
yeah, and I don't even yeah, and it's like why not just give everyone one of those or something? But they only give it out to the people they've helped out recently, but they literally have time traveler powers. And now I think he even just retconned that. He was like, I'm gonna be able to overthrow people that even have that with all my
He
power.
he figured out a way to override that and kind of break the lucky charm
Yeah.
because I feel like the emotions are a lot stronger than something like that lucky charm because they like, 'cause a lot of people feel really strongly, and so it's like you can't always rely on the lucky charm, and, um, even people who have the lucky charm, sometimes it doesn't always work. There is one person in the show that later on you realize that she was akumatized twice, and she was given a lucky charm both times, but you see the second time that she breaks the lucky charm on purpose and, like, throws it away because she is on Hawkmoth's side,
Yeah.
and I think the only reason she's on that side is to save his wife and for her daughter because she wants her daughter and his daughter to, like, be descendants of each other and get together, even though I
Yeah.
disagree. I disagree with it, but I
Yeah.
feel like everyone could disagree on that because they want the main characters together or
Yeah, it
something
would
close
make
to that.
the I mean, later on it happens kind of, but I wanted to talk more about the characters right now, and then we'll go into that. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Those two characters are awesome. Hawkmoth, I can't stand, and the
Of course.
dad. They're just, I mean, like if you're gonna just take over the world, just take over the world. I don't like this thing where you guys are both at odds and just nothing really happens. But I guess so.
Well,
I guess he did steal the all the Miraculouses recently, and it's like,
yes.
whoa.
And that is kind of helping him towards that, but he has to have the main 2 miraculous. He has to have the miraculous of destruction and creation to kind of make everything full circle, I guess. Or like
Oh, you're talking about Ladybug and Noir, or are you talking about
he has to like Hawkmoth has to have their miraculouses.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he can make his wish.
Yeah, exactly. But
I don't know.
Hawkmoth
That yeah.
is no.
Yeah.
I don't love
Eh,
it. No one does.
mhm. No, I one thing I just can't with the Miraculouses is that only 2 of them are very important, and then the other ones are just, they're cool, but, they can only do so much,
I
you know?
agree.
And it's like I mean, in his hands, he should be, like, messing stuff up, but it seems like he can't. He's basically the exact same amount of power as he was before, but, they just have to outsmart him with time travel, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But, yeah, I mean, he's cool, I guess. I mean, he's sympathetic in a way, but at the same time, I mean, he just
I
has
think
to
he's
let things go.
but yeah, in the show, I think later on he gets better at like trying to be I try to be like a better somewhat of a better person, the person behind the
Yeah,
Hawk
making
course.
him, yeah, making Adrian eggs and
Yeah.
all
Trying
that.
to be like a father, cause like, he even tells him to call him father or, like, call him dad instead of father, and even though he went back on saying, "Okay, no, no, you have to call me father again. You can't call me dad, nothing like that." But he's working on
Yeah.
it, and he's trying, but he's also just, like, really hurt at the same time because he wants his wife, of course.
Yeah, and that's just crazy, to be
Creepy.
honest. Yeah, I mean, he keeps him down. He keeps her down there. You see her all
Yep.
the time, and then the aunt looks exactly like her, and then the twin or slash, I mean Felix or whatever.
Yeah, feelings.
Um, Felix, bro. There's just so many characters. That's one thing I kind of like, but also don't like about the show. There's too many, I'd say.
Mhm.
Um, I think Alia is very important to the show. You like her?
I yeah, I like her. I don't particularly like her as, like, like, Ladybug. I personally
Oh,
don't. I don't know why. I don't like her as Scarabella, as she calls herself. Um, to me, it's just kind of like when she first gave Marinette or when Marinette first gave her the Miraculous of the Ladybug to, like, help her out, it was kind of like her throwing away the sacred of the sacred feel the sacred power of the miracle box and the
yeah,
holder because he gives it to a like, the first holder gave it to her for a reason, and she just kind of threw that away almost when she gave it to her, even though she got it back, of course.
yeah.
But I was just like, if you have her own Miraculous, I would say, why don't you use her and and your Ladybug, then there you go. You're better together instead of one having one as Ladybug and the other just running off doing something else.
You know what? They just want to be as inefficient as possible, Mac. Just be okay
I
with
know.
it.
I'm not.
I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, this show just wants to keep going on and on. And I don't know. We'll talk more about that during the favorite episodes and seasons part, but I was gonna say, yeah, I think Alia, yeah, she's cool, but she's not as I think she's more supportive sometimes than Mary friggin' Marionette.
Marinette?
Marinette. I keep wanting to call her Marinette. Yeah, very simple name, actually. But no, I think I just keep trying to call her Marionette because it
Yeah.
just sounds like that. But Marinette, I mean it's easier. I don't know why it's hard for me to remember. But yeah, with Ollie, I think she's the best friend she could have, and but I
Yeah.
sometimes think, yeah, I guess it's just hard to see them both as yeah, they're both like supportive characters. I never see like Ollie ever get like upset or anything at anybody, but I mean sometimes I'd say, but I think Marinette does enough to like help everybody out, and
Yeah.
the
I
friend is just helping her out basically. So it's a little bit different.
yeah.
But yeah, let me think. Oh, Chloe.
I don't
Hate
like
her.
Chloe.
I think we already talked about. Yeah, it's just she's awful. I think it's just the fact that she's changed into I mean, she succumbed to the, a coma so many times. I mean, maybe not as much as the Pigeon Man, but still, the
Yeah.
Pigeon Man. I don't know. There's just okay.
I
Um,
understand.
do you have any favorite like side characters? Because I like Andre. I think that's my favorite. The ice cream guy.
Yeah, he's good.
I like
I
how
like
he can just make, you know, just I think it's just funny that he knows the soulmates for everybody, and he's just very just out there. I think that's really cool cuz
yeah.
I don't know, something about his passion about the ice cream. I was also going to say the friend of or the friend of Ladybug or wait, of Marinette and actually no, it's mainly what's his name? Adrian's friend. Is it starts with an N? And
Nico.
they're
Or
Nico. Wait, is it?
no, that doesn't sound right.
It's not Nico. I don't think.
And it's
What?
Nico. I know that's how you spell it. Nino.
Nino? Yeah, I
Nino.
should be better at these names. Okay, yeah, Nino. I think he's cool. I
Yeah,
like him.
he's really level-headed, I think.
Yeah, he's funny. I'd say. I mean, I think. Yeah, I think he's really cool because he's just casual and I like when he rolls on his like shell. That's really funny when he turns into the his character.
Yeah.
I think that's funny. Um, I was also gonna say the the original like Guardian, like Master Fu, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him. I just wish that he just let them know, Adrian and Marinette, like just just let them know, you know? I don't know why Ollie is more trusting than Adrian. It's like, no, he's
Saying
not.
like
No,
you'd
she's
rather
not.
have them know that they're Ladybug and Cat Noir like each other.
Yeah, that's what I think should happen.
I
But I can see why, though. I mean, I know Hawkmoth is the
because
father, but still, it's like, if you guys keep it on the down low, not a
yeah.
problem. And also, I
Well,
mean, I feel like you should want to take down Hawkmoth. I mean, but I think one thing I realized early in the show is that they want to keep things at balance. So they don't really want to just, you know, make two moves when, they're just served with one, So like they're just going to take down that one Akuma. They're not going to just take down the whole chessboard, I guess. But
yeah. Well,
I
because
don't know.
they
Yeah.
have the with the Bunny Miraculous, because since the Bunny Miraculous jumps to the future, like that's the one that's focuses on that mainly. It shows why they can't say anything to each other, like why they can't um relieve their like or show their identities to each other because of how
Yeah.
catastrophic it can be and how much it can ruin things.
Oh, it has ruined things. I understand that. It's just I think the main thing is maybe not even them realizing it, but them just realizing that Hawkmoth is the dad. And I mean, what if they just outed him to everybody? Maybe that would just have him just release a bunch of Akumas though. So I don't know. But
It
still,
probably
what's up?
even though he can only it probably could, even though he can only use his power once before he has to like de-transform, but he could easily just like re-transform.
Yeah,
But
basically.
yeah, I feel like because if they even because not even they know who Hawkmoth is, like and his because I feel like his dad is so hidden and just so like to himself that he wouldn't somehow reveal himself unless like what Plague was listening or something like that. That's the only way I can think of them figuring out who it is.
Yeah.
But I have no
No.
idea. It's crazy.
Um. Yeah. Just I don't know. I mean, what's weirder is I think the people are not as interesting as the villains, like their
Mhm.
alter egos. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, unless you have some favorite characters that you wanted to talk about, or the least favorite characters.
Honestly, I don't know if you because what season did you watch up to?
Five.
Oh, five. Oh, you watched all the way to five.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the only other character I just dislike is Lila. I hate her, the passion.
Oh yeah,
And
she's
she's
annoying.
just like flowy a little bit, and she just I don't understand why.
Kagami is cool though.
I like Kagami, yeah, and I kind of
Yeah.
like that
I
she
like
is,
how she has the same hair as Marinette.
yeah,
That's
and
funny.
she's very like forgiving to people, and she like even though she was in love with Adrian for a while, she's like, okay, Marinette, like you have him, like you guys are clearly in love with each other, and I think even later on in season 5, her and Luca get, like, a
Mhm.
little bit of a connection, and I kinda want that to happen now.
That
I
would
have
be
a feeling
cool, yeah.
but
Uh,
I think
mhm.
Lila is horrible,
Oh, yeah.
and she's
Um,
manipulative.
mhm.
So
I was
but
gonna yeah.
yeah, you go on.
I was just gonna say, the kid, whatever her name is with the purple overalls, very, I don't know how to say the name, though. But you know what I'm talking about, right? The little kid,
I
I find her
don't.
annoying.
Oh, yes, 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 I do, I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I also find, I mean, this might be a controversial take, but I find the grandfather annoying as well of Marinette, but the one
Yes.
that's like, that's not how it's done.
Yeah, because he's not understanding, like, things changed.
It's just an yeah, that's the main thing. He's just annoying. I'd
Yeah.
say. But I mean, he's not a bad like a mean person. I mean, a lot of them are in some ways because they're all villains. I'd
Yeah.
say.
I feel like
Uh,
in the beginning,
yeah.
the show with the villains, when Nino was first akumatized as the bubbler, I feel like
Tumblr.
even though I don't remember the episode exactly, I feel like when he was changed into the villain, the bubbler didn't almost make as much sense as his,
Mhm.
like, villain powers or name. But, like and, like, I don't Lady Wi-Fi, I felt like was a little bit weird, but I know the one with Andre and Mr. Pigeon, they're, like, completely, like, spot on, and some of them are just really, really weird. Even one of them, Kigami's mom, when she, like,
Mm.
turns into her to the horse, I don't
Yeah.
understand why she turned into a horse, because I know she wants to protect her daughter, and that's the whole reason why she transforms,
One
or,
of
like, the
them
whole
turns into a car. All right, just because they're in a car. I think you know what I'm talking about, right? I think it's Kagami's mom.
Yeah, because she's blind and stuff,
Mm.
so,
Yeah.
like, 'cause she's always in her car, so, like, she just easily she uses the car as part of her, I guess, movement a little bit.
Yeah.
But even, Marinette's I wanna say it was her grandma.
Mm.
She was upset that something about Marinette wanting to hang out with her, and so she turned into, like, this fairy that made everyone her slave, and I was just like
Hey yo.
I'm like, "That's really, really weird that's how, like, she's trying to get Marinette's attention." And, like, if anyone
Yeah.
disobeyed her, she would automatically just, what's it called? Turn them into, like, a devil, per
Mhm.
se. And even, when when Luca was, akumatized, I was, like, so worried because his power was to, like, reveal the truth
Yeah.
or people's, like, dark secrets. And when he was first trying to get Marinette's dark secret because he loved her, it was so nerve-wracking because it's like anyone could say at that moment, "Oh, she's Ladybug." And so
Mhm.
it's like, well, crap. Like, there goes
Yeah.
that whole entire thing.
Mhm.
But, yeah. I can't think of anything else to say, but even when they're saying, like, "Oh, she loves Marinette," it's not a secret, and even I don't know how Adrian didn't hear it. Wait, did I say she loves Marinette? She loves Adrian. But even though I don't know how Adrian didn't hear it at all and, like, catch on
Yeah.
a little bit, but, yeah. I feel like
Yeah, I
some of
don't
the
know.
like, really weird to have as, like, their superpower
Mhm.
or, like, their name because it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to how or, like, why they were upset in the first place.
No, I mean, there's some cool, I feel like heroes, but I feel like a lot of them are just or not heroes, I mean villains, but they're all kind of silly, I'd say.
Yeah. I
I
feel like
think we can. Yeah, what's up?
one that interests me the most was when, I can't remember her name now, but she's the girl she wears black and she kinda mumbles a lot.
Mm.
When
Oh, the emo?
yeah, yeah. When she was akumatized, I think she was only akumatized once. Oh, no, she was akumatized twice.
Oh,
Um,
no, oh, you mean Reflecta?
oh, no,
Like
wait, this
the pink
yes,
one, right? Yeah.
when
Not
she
like
is
she's not pink when, she's her regular
yes,
self, but no, she's been
yes,
akumatized, I feel like multiple times,
she was
but
akumatized twice.
or at least I've seen her as her thing multiple times outside of like a few of the episodes,
Yeah.
like even when she reappears. I don't know, I've seen her a lot.
Um, I remember because this is the second time she was akumatized as into Reflecta. Um, she
Oh yeah, she was like, yeah, and then there were like bubbles or something. Like she was like whispering like, "Oh, it's all my fault" or whatever. Everyone hates me or something like that.
and I kind of felt like it was kind of like it was interesting because usually the the akumatized people aren't so vulnerable
Mm.
as she was in that state, and so it's like, okay, people kind of realize, okay, she, like, really needs to be seen this way, really needs help, and so it's like, oh, kind of like, that's kind of nice, like, it was good to see a different side of a villain.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was interesting that like some of them could have been solved so easily, like the what was that one? I think it was the mom or whatever. She was just like, "Where's Marinette?" And it was like, "Oh, I'm here." She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." Um, yeah, I find it funny though that everyone does not have the strongest willpower, but then when it comes to like Ladybug and Cat Noir, or I guess Marinette and Adrian, they're very strong when it comes to that stuff.
Because I think,
But
like, they know that if they feel really strong emotions, that
yeah,
something happened to them, even in sometimes where, what's his face? Hawkmoth would try to akumatize Marinette, and she would notice it, and she would try to figure out a way to get away from it or change her emotions.
yeah.
And some people have, like, visibly fought them off. I wish I remember who it was, but 'cau with, like, with Marinette's help, and it
Oh, it
was
happened a few times, but I think I remember one that you were talking about. Like there was like a very positive teacher she had or something.
yeah,
I liked that teacher um a good amount because she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna um be positive or whatever," and she even told off I think Chloe or try to be nice to Chloe or something. And then that's what he took advantage of. He said, "I want you to have that perfect world you're talking about or whatever." And then
yeah,
she's like, "Yes." And
yeah.
then
But yeah, I get what you're talking about.
there's some funny villains, I think. The main one I can think of is the baby. I think that's
Yeah,
funny. Like, I'm not even talking about the frog one, but the frog one was kind of cool because that turned into like a melody or something that played throughout the entire episode. The risk
yeah,
one. That melody was really good. But I was gonna say with that baby, that's it's kind of funny. It sounded like Elmo the first time he showed up. The second time, I don't know who voiced it, but
yeah,
that was the lollipop one. And
yeah, I
then
remember.
yeah,
I think
I
one of
was.
the other weird ones was the owl guy.
Oh, you mean the principal? I was gonna mention him actually. Yeah, because I was thinking about like weird characters, and I'm like, yeah, he's just he's weird. He just
It's
wants
very
to be
weird.
like a superhero, but he's just you know someone that wants to dress up, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have a. I think it would have been funny if they had like an owl miraculous and gave it to him. That would be funny.
I feel like they would never give him a miraculous.
That would be hilarious and be like, and then he's like, "Owl, hoo hoo," or something, and he turns into the. That would be funny,
I
but
hope not.
yeah, I hope not either. But I mean, it's better than Hawkmoth taking him over. I'd say.
Yeah,
No,
I get.
there's a lot of characters. I'd say those are the main ones I can think of right now. Do you want to go to the next topic, or do
Yeah,
you have any other characters you wanted to talk about?
no other characters I can think of.
All right, cool. Let's go to favorite season. There's like five of them. I'd say the first three. I'm sorry, they're just exactly the same. I mean, there's some elements that are different, but I feel like those three are just the same. I mean, mainly one and two. Three is a little different, but they're both like, you know, they don't really change things up too much. You know.
Yeah,
And we're not talking about specific episodes. We're talking about like plot lines and stuff. But then 4 and 5, they just change it up. What
Yeah.
would you say is your favorite like what would you say favorite season and least favorite?
I'd say my favorite season's probably 5, and my least favorite probably 2.
Why would you say that?
Like 5, I feel like they clearly opened up and were like, "Oh, like, this is we actually, like, feel the same way about each other," and I feel like they're not as stupid.
Oh yeah, theater. I mean, I don't know what I was about to say. No, season 5. That one. I mean, it's interesting because they swapped it. I'd say because there was like before the best combo was when Ladybug and Adrian were together because they both liked each other. But now it's when Marinette and Cat Noir are together. Then it's like they
Yeah.
like each other. You know?
I think a lot of people like Mayor Chat a lot more.
Oh, who's that?
Cat Noir and, Marinette together,
Hmm. I,
and
I
I feel
mean,
like people
yeah,
see them together, and I feel like they're both more of themselves with each
yeah.
other. I feel like Adrian's more confident as age as, Cat Noir, and Marinette. I feel like Marinette's confident in both, but she's more
Mhm.
determined as Ladybug, and I feel like
Yeah.
when she's with Cat Noir, just him as herself, she's more open
Oh
and
yeah.
more willing to, like, talk things, and, like, with Adrian, she's more scared and blabbering.
hmm No, I get you. I think. I mean, he might like the fact that Ladybug is just more confident or whatever, like beforehand. Like
Yeah.
she was like, oh, and I feel like as Ladybug, she doesn't find Cat Noir as what. I mean, I don't know.
Attractive.
I guess so. I guess also he's more quiet when what's it called? I He's more quiet, Adrian, when Marinette sees him, but when she's with Cat Noir or when she sees Cat Noir, he's kind of more out there. So I feel like he wants more of a personality that is kind of more like him when he's Cat Noir, which is more it's out there
Yeah.
because they're both superheroes. They're supposed to be charismatic. They're kind of you know putting on a
I
face
he
in some way.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
what's up?
definitely just he wants to be like Cat Noir as Adrian, but because of his dad and just how neglected he feels in his family, I feel like he's just like, "I can't be this way,"
hmm
and he needs to be, like, the perfect son towards his dad,
Yeah.
and I love his personality as, Cat Noir 'cause it's outgoing and it's kind of goofy and funny for, like, him to see, like, him just goofing around. Even when, in one of the movies that I'll talk about later, he's more goofy and he's kind of just going out there doing
Flirtatious.
what. Yeah.
Bugaboo, my lady. She doesn't have any nicknames for him, I'd say. Wait, does Chloe calls him Adrikins, right? Or am I
Yeah.
imagining things? Yeah. I don't see Marinette making any nicknames for Adrian. Like what's this all about?
I think she
I'm
more
just
like
saying.
a name usually.
What's up? Oh, his actual name.
Yeah, because like, even when she's
Oh,
listening to the,
Adrian.
fragrance line in, like, the first 2 seasons, it's just Adrian, that's all it's saying, and she's, like, gawking over it. So I
Oh,
feel like she just loves
Adrian.
her name more than a nickname that she could ever give him.
Yeah, I can see that. I agree with you. Yeah, season 5 is like the better season. I feel like what I think I didn't like 1 as much as I liked 2. So
Mhm.
I feel like one might be my least, or three. I actually thought two was pretty good, but I don't know. I would have to rewatch this amazing shit. I'm not even. I'm being a little sarcastic, because I actually do really like the show, but it does take a lot of time. It's an
It does.
investment. It's an investment.
And well, like I didn't. It was like there's just the first 2 seasons, and then it took a while for like 3 to come out. It took a long time for 5 to come out, and even on Disney Plus, like it took almost like a year for it to come out on Disney Plus, and all the episodes aren't even out from what I believe. And
Mhm.
so it's like I would love for them to be out because I've already finished that whole entire thing, and I'm like, do I rewatch it? Do I
One
not?
thing though is that maybe you disagree, but I don't care. I don't think there should be 26 seasons, 26 episodes per season, but some people may disagree.
Honestly, for me, it doesn't really matter how many episodes are in a season, as long as like they keep the storyline throughout that season and however many episodes they can do it in.
Mhm.
So
Well,
it's like,
I feel like around season 3 or 4, they realized that older people like Miraculous and they want to, make it more of a storyline. I feel like when they first made it, they were thinking, "Oh, let's make something more simple for kids," like a status quo show kind of thing, where we have a simple plot of just, hey, let's make it about these two characters that, and have I guess a gimmick to it,
yeah,
and then have the same thing happen each episode because it's kind of like repetitive. That's what kids like, but at the same time, later on, they're like, you know what? Let's change some stuff up a little bit,
yeah,
have
I
some
agree.
crazier things happen. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, one thing I was going to say about the main thing about, uh, I think the logic of the show is very interesting because it's like, I don't want to be mean, but you kind of have to imagine, like, on a completely different level that you're not, that these people aren't people that think like us. They think on a completely different level. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I think like that, but I was thinking recently, like, even if Adrian knew that Marinette was uh, Ladybug, and Marinette knew that Adrian was Cat Noir, the logic would be that even if they knew and they were like into each other, they couldn't like the other person even if they were um the other person. Like, for example, when Marinette is dating, like, seeing Adrian, is like, hey, what's up? And then Adrian's like, oh, I'm gonna turn into Cat Noir. uh I feel like until season 5, I
Mhm.
felt like Marinette would just be like, ugh, Cat Noir, turn back into Adrian. Like, it would be like kind of a turn off slash, they'd see him as a completely different person. And it's really dumb, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like that's what the show would do if they even knew, because it is really funny to me,
Yeah,
that logic. And then, like, Cat Noir or Adrian would be like, oh, I love you as Ladybug, Bugaboo. And then Marinette comes up and is like, hey, what happened to Ladybug? Where is she? I
yeah,
don't. Even if I know that you're the same person, it's I don't care. It's like something where they would not be satisfied unless they were just that couple of just Adrian and and Ladybug.
mhm,
That would be the couple, I'd say. That's probably, I don't know. I just thought of that recently because I thought that was funny, um logic that they could take. Because, I mean,
yeah,
every episode is repetitious, and they have reasoning behind it for some reason, like the whole, you know uh status quo thing. And I'm like, oh, not even that, balance. They were talking about the balance, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like they would justify it some way. um
I
I think
I
I
feel like
keep forget oh, you have some.
the first 2 seasons were, like, just so, like, annoying to a point because of how much, like I feel like if someone in this world was like, Adrian and Marinette as Cat Noir and Ladybug, they would automatically start thinking, "Who does this person look like in, like, our real world?" And especially if they lived in the same city, like, they would be thinking, "Oh, who does this person look like? Who does this like, who does" say it was a guy, say it was like, "Who does Marinette look like?" Or, "Who does, Ladybug look like? Who who could I think she could be?" Like, they would easily start thinking about all these things,
Yeah.
and then they're, like, completely forgetting about that and acting as if they're not still real people and just, like even Adrian, when he thinks about, Ladybug in the first 2 seasons, he's like, "Oh, Ladybug," and, like, gushing all over her, and then he forgets, like, she's still a person in this world, he just doesn't know who she is. And I'm like, "How in the world do you not try to go out
No.
and" like, I would be driven crazy trying to figure who this person was if I was, like, completely in love with them or something.
Yeah, I feel like deep down they know that if they knew it would be catastrophic. But at the same time, I'm just saying, even if they did know, I don't think they would be satisfied. But outside of that, best they don't know because of the hawk moth and
Yeah,
the yeah. I was gonna say too that yeah, I think that's really goofy. I'd say no, there's something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. That was the main thing though, because I was thinking about that for a long time,
mhm,
and I don't know. I mean, oh yeah, it's just the Clark Kent thing where just the glasses, they just
yeah,
covers it up, even though it
the
doesn't,
mask the mask
and
helps.
the mask. Yeah, I mean it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but it happens in the show. Yeah, I'd say that overall the seasons uh season 1 through 3, that's basically, oh, someone's upset, taken over by
Yeah,
the Akuma, time to de-evilize, um some stuff with Adrian and Marinette if we're lucky. I mean, we're lucky most of the time, let's say.
yeah,
And the end.
yeah,
um I was gonna say, I like the I don't what's your opinion on the season change? I mean, the song change. I think it was between season 3 and 4, like the theme. It's
mhm.
you know what I'm talking about? Do you like the new like version where it's like higher or whatever? The singer is different and the beat even sounds a little different. But do you like the new version or do you like the old version and season 1 through 3 version of
Honestly, I never really tried to listen to it.
Okay, you
I
know
was
what?
more like, I
You
just wanna
probably
start
already skipped it.
yeah, I was like, I usually just want the
Dang.
show.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just noticed because I had to hear it each time because sometimes it wouldn't come up. The
Yeah,
the skip
exactly, like,
button. Miraculous, simply the best. Up to the test when things go wrong.
'cause you can easily tell, like, the different voice in the singer,
Mhm.
and so it was hard not to notice that, and so I was like, "Oh, interesting."
Interesting, but it doesn't affect my watching, enjoyment. And that's good.
Yeah,
Because I gotta say, I miss the old one, but it's all good because it's basically the same.
yeah.
Did you want to go to the favorite episode thing? Where we talk about just specific episodes. We can even talk about the worst episodes on this one.
I don't even think I have a worst episode, I
All
don't
right,
really
but yeah, the favorite episode slash worst episode. Um, I have a few good ones. I liked that one episode where obviously, even though I didn't like the idea of it, I thought it was cool that Marinette revealed it to her friend that she was, Ladybug. I don't know if you liked that episode. I just thought that whole thing was cool because it seemed
yeah.
really serious. I don't know. The episode where Cat Noir turns into Cat Blanc or whatever.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking about
That
that.
was a really good episode. I liked that one a lot because he's just one thing I gotta say about season 1. and I didn't say this during the favorite season thing, is I think the reason I liked it is season 1 was really funny.
Yeah.
Actually, well, hold on. No, I said that season 2 was one of my favorites. You know what? I'm gonna go back on that. I will say season 1 is probably a lot better than season 2 because season 1 was really funny. I don't think I laughed that much later on in the show. I think it got less funny, but season 1 was really funny. I'd say there are some good episodes. I like it when it changes animation and stuff, like that one where it's like there's 2D art or something walking around. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it was during the directing one where it's like the director was upset that he didn't get the, you know,
I think I know what you're
uh,
talking about.
yeah, that's the episode, right? Where he's the, because I don't want to be wrong about the villain, but I think that's the one where the villain is the director or whatever, and everyone turns like 2D. That is a really good episode. I don't know if you agree, because it's like it's cool that they changed up the animation and I mean obviously
Yeah.
they didn't change the whole show, but they added the 2D part to it, and I thought that was really cool. Oh my gosh, that one is one of my favorites. Let me think. I want to just say mine first because I will have to say I do remember a lot more now when I talk about my favorite episodes because I obviously I remember those a lot more. I think those are the main ones I can think of. I like it when obviously something happens with Adrian or Marinette or something. A lot of scenes I hate in the shows, and they kind of become my least favorite episodes. I don't even know the episodes, but usually when Marinette does something dumb
Yeah.
and or memorizes or not memorizes or visions something and it actually doesn't happen, because I'm watching
Mhm.
this very fast. So I'm like, because I used an extension. Sorry guys, I couldn't. I had to watch the show very fast. I think if I rewatch, I think if I watch it regularly, I'm gonna be upset because the way I
Yeah.
watch it, I'm happy with the speed I watch it at. I can tell what's going on. It's weird that I can pay attention to it more or less at 3 times the speed, but I'm like confused on some aspects. Like at one point, I was like, wait, why is Adrian's mom talking to the like I guess the woman that's there, the assistant. I forgot her name, but you know
Natalie?
what I'm talking about. Yeah, Natalie. Yeah, I actually that's one thing I wish I okay. I have to be honest. I didn't finish season 5. I finished most of it. I've just been trying to binge it before we recorded, but I couldn't. But at the same time, I just hope at some point Natalie and Gabriel they just get together. It just has to
I
happen.
I just I feel like she deserves someone better than him. Even though I know she's
Oh,
in
she
love.
does. Oh, she does. But it would be better. It would be so much better for the show, I'd say, and Adrian. But maybe not her. And it would be better for Gabriel as well. It'd actually be better in some ways. It would be better for all of France or Paris, because then he would just stop doing the Akumas.
Yeah.
You know, you know what she should do? She should just be like, I want to look like her, like do some plastic surgery.
No. I feel like no matter what
He
he
should
does,
just accept. What's up?
no matter what he does, he's not gonna get his wife back.
Yeah, or maybe he should just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna date Felix's mom. It's fine.
No. Not even that, not even his
Come
mom would
over
have
here,
like,
Emily.
no.
Felix, you're Adrian when he's not at school. You're my new model. Think about it too. That's the thing. Why can't he just be the model for Alliance?
Adrian? Or
No,
wait.
Felix. He's the same guy. He's the
Yeah.
same guy visually. Like, why not just every time? Like, I'm like, he could basically just be him. I don't know why they didn't become friends. Oh, it's because Felix is a jerk. I forgot. I
Okay,
just
well,
think,
I'm
yeah,
guessing when we get to this episode, he because you know how the Peacock Miraculous is broken and stuff.
yeah,
He
yeah.
realized that Miraculous, and he
Mm.
was trying to help them. And he wasn't being like how it used to be. He wasn't being like he wasn't being rude and like non-feeling, I guess.
You're talking about the
But
end of season 5 or the beginning of season 5?
this is I think this is towards the end of season 5.
Oh, okay.
I For the
Yeah,
episodes that
because
are like out right now.
some stuff happens in the end of season 4 to season 5 where Felix is like, hey, I'm gonna steal these two miraculouses. Oh no, or
Mhm.
whatever, and then they're like, oh no, it's they're just fake. He
Yeah.
tricked me, and then yeah,
Well, 'cause he does get the miraculous in the end, I guess, which
dang,
I don't for some reason I don't remember him getting it. But
that's crazy.
Cole I haven't seen season 4 in a while, but I'm just like, why in the world does he need the miraculous in the first place?
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Yeah, you haven't seen him in a while, and I was gonna say, because I was thinking about this. The father, or Gabriel, or Hawkmoth, or whatever. I don't know why. He says he's strict, and I get that he's strict with Adrian, but I have to say, he's let Adrian do a lot of stuff. I know, like, they're trying to show that he's a bad dad, and he is because he's neglectful. But I'd
Mhm.
say he does allow him to do a lot of stuff. They try to say he doesn't, but there's so many times where the lady's like, okay, you can have 4 friends over. Whatever. I mean, not at his house. I noticed that every time he hangs out with someone, it's not at his house, it's outside or whatever. And maybe that's why he's upset. I don't know. But at the same time, I think he does a lot of stuff where he hangs out with friends. I guess it's the fact that since it's a story, we only see what like
Well,
what's needed for the story. But I don't know. They make a lot of exceptions for him. But at the same time, he has a strict schedule, so I think that might not be best for his spirit as well.
it's also that I don't think um his dad knows that he's like going to do these things because Adrian's driver slash bodyguard is like giving him like is making sure he has all this freedom to do this stuff. Like
Oh
sometimes
yeah,
you'll see like a small glimpse of just his bodyguard like doing like nodding like as like he can do something, he can do this. Like even later in the show, he in an episode I haven't even seen. I don't even think it's out yet. Like out on Disney Plus. But Adrian is on a plane and Marinette's trying to get to him. And at first his bodyguard like stands up to like block his way. And then he finally just steps out of his way and goes like, this is what he needs to do. Like, this is what I should let him do. And he lets him. And it's just, I feel like he's always on Adrian's side no matter what.
yeah.
Even if
I think the woman is too, to be honest.
I do
But
agree.
I do think that she also like loves Gabriel.
Hmm.
Um, I think the main problem with Gabriel is just he's obsessed with bringing her back. I don't think he's an evil guy. But I do think that someone should he should be convinced that he doesn't need her, but that's never gonna happen, which sucks. Their
Yeah.
whole family is very interesting. That's why I think it's a lot. It would have been a lot cooler of a show if Adrian was sometimes the main person. I actually think that he deserves. Maybe you disagree. I think he should be the guardian or the ladybug holder. But at the same time, I understand that you know it's kind of hard when you're the
You're the holder.
yeah. I mean, exactly. You know what I think is funny too? I just realized this as well. The Akumas, they get deevilized. They're not real bugs or creatures.
They're
They just
butterflies.
fly back, but they just fly back, right? They just fly back to him, Hawkmoth, and
I
then
think
get Yeah, they get evilized again. Why
Oh
don't
well.
they just capture them and just keep them away from Hawkmoth? That would be a good idea,
How
but
do they
no,
know they'll fly back? Like they don't know that they'll fly back to him. They don't know that he had like
we do.
a
Yeah,
big
that's
ass.
actually another thing. You're right. They don't ever see that area of the um uh of the house, but they do sometimes see the bottom where the wife is. But they
Yeah, I
never
was gonna
see
say
the other part, which I
they
find
have
funny.
that thing where they're like where Adrian, Marinette, and him are in like that area, and he's like Adrian's freaked out because he's like, "What in the
Yeah,
world?"
exactly. One concept I thought of, but they're never gonna bring it up because it's too inappropriate. They should just kill him.
No,
It's not a concept in the show of murder, but I'm
of
just
course.
saying it would be a lot better for everyone. I'd say, but I know it's not the right thing to do.
It's
It's
just
not
not
the ladybug way to go.
well because I feel like if they were to do that, I feel like Adrian would somehow take on the emotions that his dad had.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it is better that they keep him alive, but it's just always gonna keep going and going. And I think one thing I like about this show is that it's very like self-fulfilling and also more than meets the eye if you think about it for a long time. But it's not it's just the concepts in the show slash the fact that it keeps going even if it has a very similar plot. And it's like, yeah, okay. I don't know. I think a lot of people like it for other reasons, but I like that part about it where I'm like, I can think about the show in different ways than just a regular show. And yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's That's one thing I like about it. And like I said, the first season is really funny. I wish it kept with that. But it's still funny throughout the entire show, but it's just I don't know, something about the first season was really funny. I'm trying to think of the other episodes I liked. There's just a lot of episodes I'd say that are basically the same, but oh, I think I liked the one where she thought it was. Where Adrian held on to the Lucky Charm that was cute, or the
Yeah.
when they played together the video game.
Yeah.
Just those little moments. I don't know if I really liked those episodes like all too much, but those scenes were really cool.
Yeah. I
But
know I
yeah.
don't know this I don't know the name of the episode or anything. There was one in what's it called? Um season 5. There was one in
Hmm.
season 5 where Ladybug goes back in time like a bunch of different times. I think like to see how things played out. And I
Oh,
remember there
between Ladybug and Cat Noir, or
yeah,
played out with
like
okay.
if they were like to tell each other who they were.
Hmm.
And it was
Four
one
four babies. I
there
didn't
was
see the
one
hamster, by the way. I didn't see the hamster. I thought they were gonna have a hamster together.
um it was the part where um so I one of them is sitting like on the steps of the train or like of going down into the train station.
Yeah.
And I believe oh yes, it's Marinette sitting alone, like, and she's crying, she's upset. And then next thing you see is Adrian running towards her. Oh, yeah, because they were like she broke up with him or something, because she was, like, forced to, and so he ran like, he wanted to talk to her, and then next thing he sees is a Kuma flying towards her. He's running towards her, and he's screaming her name, and then he transforms into Cat Noir as she's looking at him, and she's like, "Wait a second, like, this is crazy." And he kumatized the
I know what
butterfly.
episode you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
You're talking about
I
the episode that where the bunny X or whatever, she comes back or
yes,
whatever. And yeah, that's
I
the
think
episode I was also talking about recently where we have caught a cat Blanc or whatever, cat blank.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like a powerful episode. I think.
Very, yeah, one of the best of the show. And I don't even think, I mean, maybe if I watched the rest, actually, I think I really liked the ending of season 4 going into 5. But one thing I didn't like is that, I don't know, I feel like it's just, I expected a lot more. I didn't want it to go back to the status quo later on. I mean, it wasn't really the status quo because a lot of things were different. But at the same time, I didn't like how they were just like, oh, we're high school. I mean, we're still high schoolers. We're doing our thing. I don't even know if are they in middle school or high school. I think they're in high school. They're like freshmen, but we don't ever see like older kids. It actually makes more sense if they're middle schoolers. I'd have to say they don't drive. It
Mhm.
makes sense to me. But they
Yeah.
said she was 14, so that's the
I
age of
mean,
a. I mean, I guess if they're like late middle schoolers, I don't know, like 8th grade, and she's just old for her age, and the show just goes really slow, which it kind of does. So that's probably why.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I wanted to talk a little bit about that during the movie section because I actually I didn't watch the movie, but I did watch clips, and I do get the vibe of it. But I was gonna say that when it comes to that the show, it's just like they're young, so they can't really do a lot, and it's kind of just funny. One
Mhm.
thing I noticed, a big theme is just there's no one that's poor in the show. Everyone's either middle class, higher middle class, I'd say. Like, who has what Marinette has? Like, everyone, like, are they trying to? I feel like it's propaganda in some ways that Paris, France is just doing really good economy wise. We have no homeless people upset that they're homeless.
Yeah.
Like, homeless
And
guy, I am Hawkmoth. That would actually, I know it'd be a very offensive episode, but if they just got a bunch of them and turned them into zombies, I think that would be hilarious.
that would be hilarious. That'd be really funny.
But then we would get I don't know. I feel like, I mean, it's also a different like atmosphere out there. So I don't know what they would say if they did a bunch of homeless people. I don't know. Like maybe they have more. I don't. I think it would actually go. It wouldn't even be similar to the controversies we have here because it's like they have less ability to talk. Yeah, that's another thing. The cops are just crazy in that show. They
Yeah.
just will put you away for anything. Like they
Exactly.
literally put away protesters. That's insane. They weren't doing anything, which I
Yeah.
thought was really insane. But I mean, I guess so. Uh, I don't know. I actually do like the show a lot. It's just it's a lot to fit if you don't watch it. I think over the course of a few years, because every episode's very repetitious. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about like your favorite episodes or anything, or even your
Um,
least favorite episodes?
I think my least favorite episodes were like from season one. They were just I
Okay,
was
now I
so mad at
understand.
that word. Like just seeing them like look at each other. Like there was one episode that was driving me crazy. I don't remember what it was. I think it wasn't in season one, probably season three. But it was where they were in a museum. Her and him were in a museum and they forgot like that they were Ladybug and Cat Noir and they were
No,
take
I actually kind of liked that one. I mean, it was kind of like a what's the word called? Like a I don't know what it's called, but it's like it was kind of like a bait and switch or like a clickbait or whatever. It was like not
yeah,
satisfying in some ways, but at the same time, I thought that was an interesting storytelling thing. That's what I like when they change up the kind of storytelling because they have very similar beats in a lot of them. I like it when they start it when they're about to akumatize, I mean, de-evilize an Akuma or something like that. I think that's really cool. I actually kind of liked that episode, but at the same time, I know what you're talking about. One
It
thing I am confused by is they never did a switch bodies episode, and I don't know why. That would have been awesome. Maybe they have. I don't know. There's been so many. I don't think they have though,
like
but that
Switch
would be
On
cool.
episode
Yeah.
they haven't done, but Switch Miraculous, yes.
Yes, they have done that. Yes, and that was cool. Another cool episode was the reverse one because they had to think really. The guy was even I like that. Cat Noir was like, "This is the most convoluted Lucky Charm or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, I know." They timed it and everything, and then they just went, "Bop, you're gone." I
Yeah.
thought that was
It
funny.
was it was, like, just that one episode, it was just so annoying to see them, like, not realizing who each other were and just being stupid, and that's what was making me upset. That's why I don't like that episode.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but at the same time, I think that's cool. I also liked the scene where they closed their eyes and had to take off their miraculouses or whatever. And then I think
Mhm.
that was the first time Plague, I think that's his name, or is it?
Yeah,
And
Plague.
then yeah, and then what's her name? Tiki. So like knew who each other's you know, uh, like I guess host was or whatever.
Holders.
Yeah, they
They're
saw that.
holders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I really wish we end up meeting the other miraculous ladybugs and cat noirs of the past. I
Well,
mean, I guess we did, but not that many. I wish we just had like a full on thing. One thing I like about the show, I mean, you're not, I don't know if, I mean, not like about the show, but I think it has potential in some ways. It kind of reminds me of something like Troll Hunters and that style of Del Toro, the guy that did Pinocchio recently, the Pinocchio stop motion, and he's just done a lot of stuff. It reminds me of that, and I think it would have been so much cooler if they made it like a tight show, and they didn't have as many filler episodes, and they
Mhm.
just went with every concept. But at the same time, it's Miraculous Ladybug. Maybe it's better that they went with this very long show execution, but I don't know. I think it would have been I think it would have been more universally liked if a bunch like they only did like let's say 60 episodes and they made them very tight and I don't know, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying I like that guy and I think it would have made the show pretty good because it kind of reminds me a little bit of Troll Hunters in a way, even the animation. I don't
Yeah,
know. This show's what's up?
I understand where you're getting at.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just into that stuff as well. I was gonna say, did you want to talk about the movie now, or do you have more stuff to say about your favorite episodes or least favorite?
I don't think I have anything else to say about my
All
favorite or least
right,
favorite.
the movie. I didn't watch it, but I know a few things. Number one, I've seen the trailer and the teaser trailer, the animation. Actually, no, I'll talk about that second. I thought I mean, I think it's cool because I think it's a reboot, right? Basically,
Yeah.
like a soft reboot or something. And another thing, animation's beautiful.
I do
I don't
like
know
the
if you have
anime.
anything else to say about that. I think you do, of course.
I think it's pretty cool and, like, it's a different take on it, and I definitely like how, Marinette was, like, drawn, and I
Oh,
think it's, like, really pretty. I think she's really
I think Adrian is too.
Adrian's interesting.
Okay, Adrian's eyes are debatable, I'd say to some people, but and his shirt looks weird. I don't know if I imagine his shirt looking like that. Something about his shirt. I don't know. The voices are different too. Like I think there's the same voice actors. I think some of them are different. I did not think that Nino sounded the same, but maybe he
Yeah,
is.
different.
What? What's up?
Yeah, I definitely do believe some of them are different. I think the singing, like, the singer of Marinette is probably different, like, because we never really heard Marinette sing.
Yeah, and does it sound like a completely different person?
Yes.
But the voice acting, I think someone else directed the voice acting or something because it is definitely different. Or maybe they just had time. I
Yeah.
don't know. It it sounds a lot better. Their voice acting and just like all the concepts of the just how they interact with each other. I think the dialogue is even better.
Mhm.
Um, I even think the Adrian character, from what I've seen, seems more. He seemed very he seemed too rambunctious, I'd say, in Miraculous Ladybug. That could just be his character, but at the same time, I felt like he was more realistic when I saw scenes of him
Mhm.
from the movie. He just seemed more like what I would imagine that character would be like.
Yeah.
And Plog or Plat yeah, he had this one scene this very I mean, we were just passing gas and I thought the just the voice acting was really funny there because he was just uh one thing I noticed too is that I think it's very nice that Adrian always feeds his you know miraculous or wait hold on are the creatures called something else
Called
I
Kwame.
they're yeah I was pretty sure I don't know why I called them miraculouses the other ones but yes Kwame's he always feeds his I think it's because
Yeah.
he's rich but I
Well,
I barely see her feeding hers, I'd have to say. Maybe it's because the last time she had a big feast was when they invented chocolate and she was just full after that and then she tried their, pastry that they made and ate everything and that she's just full for that entire time. Who knows? But I
well, I 'cause
barely
I
see
know
her eat.
I know they get tired after, like, their power is used and they have to, like, refuel. And I know Marinette usually gives her, macaroons.
Yeah, I do notice that. Yeah, I like the macaroons thing. I sometimes I keep forgetting about the macaroons. I don't see it as much as the cheese,
Yeah.
which is weird. But yeah,
I feel
yeah,
I feel like Adrian definitely feeds Plague more than Marinette feeds,
and that's because
Tiki.
he's a better person.
No, it's not that. I think she just, like I think she I think Tiki's more she's less hungry than Plague is. Plague is always hungry.
Yeah, because he's the Kwame of destruction or whatever,
Yeah.
and then she's creation. So maybe I don't know. She just feeds more off of other stuff than he does. He feeds off the destruction of the cheese in his mouth. I don't know. But
Could
I yeah, I mean I really gotta watch this movie because it looks really good. I gotta say it looks so much better than Miraculous Ladybug.
I did think it was
Um
good. I feel like it was to me, I feel like it's a little bit more realistic if we're like
yeah,
if it was gonna happen like this because
and
they
my dad liked it because he actually watched it. I don't know
they
why, but
defeated him like pretty fast. Or like they figured out who Hawkmoth was and like defeated him somewhat fast. And like so to me it was just like, oh, this is actually to me like this is how it should actually be in the show. Though I get why it can't be in the show, but like it was it was faster, it was understandable and it made more sense
yeah.
than
All
in
right.
the show. But I either way, I still like the show because it's interesting to me. So I'm like, I'll still watch it. But it was like it was faster in the movie and it was it was definitely surprising when I heard them sing because after watching the show for like a really long time, hearing the dad sing, I was
Oh my.
I was laughing so hard because it was so surprising. it came out of nowhere. Because all of a sudden I hear the music and it's just the dad looking down, and I'm like, "Oh no, he's gonna start singing." It's
Oh
so
no.
funny to see that emotion. And
Mhm.
then after they like defeat him as Hawkmoth, he turns into like a completely different guy. And I think he turned to really more of like a loving dad.
And not even Adrian's dad have turned into a different guy.
Well, because I feel like his dad like came back, I guess. Because I think
Mm,
Adrian was saying like, "Oh, this is how our family used to be. This is how it is now," and his dad just like kind of shut everything out,
yeah.
just because, of course, he misses his wife, and so that's kind of understandable. Like a lot of people do that. A lot of people lose themselves and things after a death, but it was definitely a lot faster, and it was just it got to the point.
Ooh, that's
I
good.
think, yeah,
Yeah, anything else you'd like to say about this movie?
I don't think so.
All right. Any last thoughts on Miraculous Ladybug?
I personally like it. I'm excited to see the next episodes. I'm anxious to see the next episodes because I have seen spoilers,
Oh no.
and I'm I need to know. Oh, and
Yeah.
about the movie, they really like they show how like they became the miraculous holders faster. Because like in the show, they show it like way later in the seasons
Yeah.
and kind of like forget about it. And to me, it was like that's what it that's how it should have started out. It should have started explaining like,
It should have just started with Master Boo almost getting run over twice.
yeah,
Actually,
and
no.
like
Well, he got saved by her by getting run over, and then he just fell, and then Adrian was like, "Hey, get up, boy. Here's your cane."
oh, I think it should have started with how because in the show later on you figure out that his like thing burned down, and so he
Oh yeah,
became the
that
holder.
too.
And so
Hmm.
I feel like he could have started with like getting to know him, getting to know the backstory a little bit, and then
I don't
going
know.
into
Maybe
it.
they're just a fan of non-linear storytelling.
I know, but like it bugged me. I was like, because when I first saw the like season about that whole entire thing, I was like, you didn't have this to begin with, and so it's just like interesting. It was
Uh,
weird,
yeah.
but
I was
that's my
actually gonna say too, like, you know what they could do? They could just be like, "Hey guys, don't ever feel a negative emotion." They should just do a broadcast, and that's what would happen,
but
and
then
nothing bad would happen.
but then you would easily or like you would already know that someone
Yeah,
would like get angry and knowing they can't feel a bad emotion.
I know. It's just that would be funny. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Anything else you'd like to say?
not that I can think of.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll end it there. So, Mac, do you have anything you'd like to shout out? You know.
Um, People are cool. I don't know.
You have no like social medias you'd like to shout out or any projects you're doing or whatever?
No, I don't want people finding my social media.
Dang. That's probably best.
Yeah, exactly. I
Um
don't stalkers.
yeah. I wish I could have a stalker. I'm kidding. Um
No.
no, no. Guys, don't be creepy like uh Marinette, with Adrian, Don't be like that.
Don't
Don't be
keep
my
sort of
Marinette. Let me know how you feel about Mac in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to hear from her again. I sure do. Thanks for listening to this week's podcast, and you'll see me next week talking to somebody else about something else. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode about Miraculous Ladybug. I think everyone's going to love it. Oh, yeah. And, yeah, we'll see you next week. Yeah.